Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals of the MetaPlays Monthly Tournament number 2. In the blue color, we have got our Chinese player. This is Simtom.
On the other side, we have another Chinese player called Kaio in the green. Green, mean, lean killing machine.
In the Civil War. That's hot.
If there ever was anything more Chinese, it's a civil war. We shall see how civil this war will be. They're going to be nice to each other or just absolute brutality.
Well, our map this time around is 4 lakes. So there's a lot of, little bit of fishing villages to set up. And then they can burn it down. It's very nice.
Yeah. It's going to be nice and cozy around the campfire. Even though that campfire maybe just happens to be a town center. Such is life.
We have got our first dock, by the way, from each player on the opposite sides. And, one of the special things about this community-made map, by the way, is that people can just walk up to the other side and plant a dock there and start bullying you with their aggressive ships.
Yep, it also seems to always run relatively symmetrical, which is always nice for tournament balance. Okay, now that I've said it, I've just spotted a wonderful triple cluster of gold veins in the west there. So that's probably gonna make Simtom happy, though it is a bit out there. So they're pretty exposed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, kind of something similar down here with a double one. But overall,
way further in the back, so nice and safe.
Yeah, it does feel in favor of Simtom, though, overall, right? I mean, depends on how long this game is gonna go. Usually this stuff doesn't come into play because the game ends at 30 minutes and people have only consumed 3 gold mines.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We shall indeed. We also have a lovely big stealth forest in between the boys. Maybe that'll come in handy.
Oh, yeah.
For some sneaky shenanigans.
Of course, you can delete stealth forest by just building a bunch of barracks in there.
That's very true. But yeah. We shall see what kind of map features they desire and which they will destroy. For the time being, all they want is the good little fishies.
Yeah, that will be the case for the next few minutes. I mean, it's a bit of a slower start, but economically speaking, as soon as it starts paying for itself, you'll be significantly ahead of somebody that wouldn't be doing that, so...
Indeed, and it's always dangerous to do a rush against stuff like this, because if you kind of fail it, if your enemy just happens to have like a nice and secure position, which is the case here, for example, for Kaio. That dock is nicely behind a big wood line that's covered by the town center.
Yeah, so what are you gonna do? Run through the TC? That's not an option. Go around. It will take forever. Best is just to mirror it, as the map is quite big. China is not much of a rush civ anyway.
No, we have our first little divergence here. So Simtom ran out of... Oh, no, never mind. Sorry. The villagers just happened to end up in the town center.
Oh, yeah.
So, build order
invisible.
Pretty similar here. Kaio is the first man on gold, it seems. But Simtom not far behind.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it looks like this is...
Simtom put 2 more vills on wood. That's it.
Yep, and we do have a mill for the sheep here now for Kaio, so he decided to invest in that to start gathering those sweet taxes. Because only 2 things in life are certain: death and taxes. Meanwhile, the Imperial officer is for the time being supervising a lumber camp to pump out those beautiful fishing boats.
Yes, that is how you know he's supervised.
Oh, he's so ancient and so filled with wisdom. You see how heavy his head is, just because there's so much knowledge in there.
Yeah.
And accumulated wisdom. It's all hunched over. And also the width of the head just shows you how much space his brain needs.
Exactly. Like he needs those little stick things on the side to help balance it. Like
it's too much. It's over 9,000. Oh man, we've got that is some hell of a mirror build order here, so looks like both of them practiced it quite well. So it looks like it's most likely gonna come down to some fancy ass micro. Imperial Academy coming up for the both of them.
Yes, sir. They ended up at exactly the same villager numbers. Even the fishing ship numbers, I believe, went up to 9 for both. I like those little pieces of walls for Kaio, by the way, just, you know, blocking off the offensive docks. Not to say that there couldn't be one in the corner area, but less likely.
No, yeah, indeed.
What do you think about those walls? Do you think they're a good thing for the game? Do you think this should be legal? Because that's a tiny, tiny investment, right? To make you safe basically forever.
True. I think, can they delete shoreline fish as well? I think
With
that's
walls?
a problem.
Yes.
With walls, you still can do that. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. It's probably not my most favorite feature. It does take a little bit of time, and you still have like the other lakes. So on this map, it's probably not too egregious. So how much? Let's check. How much was that worth in terms of investment? For how much safety? So it's 5 per palisade. So that's 10. Okay, yeah, that's basically just like about around 40 wood for a safe wood line. That's pretty cheap investment.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
so.
could
Like,
make
you
it.
can easily make 12, 15 fishing ships here, and they'll still pay for themselves easily.
Yeah. So I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's not like the worst.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here comes Simtom, right? And he notices that everything has been walled off, so he can't really hang out there. Wait, that's not a complete forest? Oh, okay.
So much for that theory.
He'll just okay, fine, whatever. He'll just build up there.
We also have an aggressive one in the north here, but already Junk's on the case here.
Yeah, the defender will be getting a little bit of regeneration, but it's not gonna be enough to outnumber what the other junks can do. Is that a forward Barbican? Oh yeah.
Is it out healing it? Yeah, we have the defensive one already up for Kaio. And oh, the scout does see the Barbican coming.
Yes.
But it doesn't look like we have the military to respond to that.
There is the one horseman, so is that gonna be enough? I'm sure 2 horsemen. Okay, that should be okay because the official is actually overseeing this. A lot more villagers getting pulled from Simtom. He's committed to this forward BBQ. Let's see if it can go up at least. The villagers are coming in with the kitchen knife action. Oh, misclick, sorry.
Yeah, scout's a little bit low, but more villagers being pulled in, so he really wants that barbecue to go up. I would argue that is probably gonna happen. And the chunk in the north, I think Simtom is winning up in that engagement as well.
Yeah, he finally did. Did he send back the junk to repair as well? Yep, so it seems. So eventually he'll take out that dock. He didn't actually end up building the bottom one. The villager is just hanging out there. It's a little bit hard to tell on the minimap, but luckily enough we spotted it. But anyway, Kaio is up here on the top, on the left side in the west.
Oh, with a double dock, in fact.
Yeah. And that should outproduce what Simtom has. This is where most of his fishing ships are. So I guess the one thing you can do with that is the fishing ships can repair each other, the junk as well. He can get another dock going. Plus he's denying a little bit of gold mining at the moment from Kaio, so maybe he can make something happen with that. We'll see though. There's the counter tower rush. Funny game.
Yeah, interesting outpost, not really. I mean, it's covering the barracks, which is going to get some damage on this new produced unit. But it's not too effective. And yeah, on the topic of palisades on the coast, I think the problem is how would you fix it in the first place? Because if you make it so you can't place them there, it means you can't build walls, can't make safe walls on water features.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know if they can make it so that coastal tiles or whatever's next to the coast just has an increased build cost for palisades. Maybe that would be a solution. So it has to be a big investment, but I'm not sure if that's doable in the engine.
Yeah, I mean, they'd have to get really creative, right? So that they'd make it so that parallel walling doesn't work with water.
Yeah.
Like, you'd only be able to place a few tiles of wall, but then people would just keep making smaller bits. I don't know.
It is a question for the future.
An angle check, yeah, for sure.
Let's see, do we have a gun? Chinese do get a little itsy bitsy gun emplacement. I can't remember. Do they have to upgrade that, or does it come natively to the outpost? I think you get it when you have the Barbican, right?
Is
that it?
Yeah, it's a Chinese thing, I think. Is that what they get instead of arrow slits, if I remember correctly?
Yes. Yeah, I think you still have to upgrade it.
Okay.
I've actually never realized that the Barbican gives you access to stealth forest vision, but it seems to be only around the Barbican. But that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna see everything that's in the range, right? So
yeah,
I guess it just reveals that pretty well. There it is.
So it's a neat but like niche feature. Apart from being a pretty good landmark for the safety. Ooh, the Vizier and the Eastern Goldmine is getting speared to death. The 500 IQ didn't foresee that eventuality. And now the knives are coming out for the villagers. And ooh, wow, they're actually murdering some of these spearmen.
Hey, how do you feel about the astronomical clock towers here from both players? Do you think it will come into play? Because their economies are pretty short right now.
I think it will work. Doesn't it make it cheaper as well? Is it just health these days?
It doesn't. So it just increases the health,
just
I
the
believe.
health, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get a nest of bees out, I would argue that that's definitely worth it. Because then you can just control those smaller engagements.
Kaio coming forward with a handful of palace guards, and you know the same could be happening from Simtom's perspective. Might be seeing some of that Imperial official sniped. Very nice.
Let's have a quick
someone tapped out.
check.
Looks to me as though
Kaio on 60 and Simtom on 50 eco units. Someone tapped out, you say?
Yeah, it says match complete for me.
Okay, yeah, I've arrived there now as well. Looks like I was lagging behind a bit for some reason.
Okay, well, that happens. So Simtom has resigned in this one, and we'll be moving into the next game. After a loss in game 1, Simtom has returned. Victorous may be able to change things up a little bit. Let's go.
And Kaio in the green, coming with my personal favorite, the Abbasid Dynasty. To keep that cattle rolling.
Oh, you didn't tell me this before. How come they are your favorite?
Just because I like playing them.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I kind of like the SimCity aspect of just having to build as many buildings close together. And you have like a nice tall city. And the bonuses are really strong. I like the synergies that you can get through the House of Learning, and that you can basically choose your landmark.
Yeah.
From all ages, straight from the get-go.
Yeah, there's a lot of freedom there for sure. Although I'm afraid in tournaments it's all 2TCs and cheap fills.
True. It still gives a bit of flexibility. I think the next patch is gonna buff trade a little bit.
Good.
Or maybe even a little much. And then I think the Abbasid trade ring is gonna be back on the menu. If you can get into the late game with Abbasids, I'm always really happy, because you can get so much gold and you get like an extra resource of a percentage of that gold. So if you run out of wood, stone, or anything else, you can just keep hauling that in. And it's just a good life. And then the phalanx is beautiful, so you can poke people from the back line. It's a good life.
So the reason I'm super happy about trade getting maybe better in the next patch is because it will just make the game more map control focused. Yeah. Of course, there's a bunch of civs that benefit from this more than others, but if the fighting spreads out a little, I think that's gonna be very, very healthy for the game.
I definitely agree. I don't know. I just like the idea of having these players. The only thing I don't like about the Abbasid trade, and hear me out, the trader should ride camels. That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah.
Everything else is beautiful. I also like that they can make like big trash armies or go relatively elite with their gold amber. There's a lot of flexibility, which I adore. But yeah, it does take a little while because you can't speed up the House of Wisdom. Tech time, you're always a little bit... If you get delayed or anything, you're gonna be delayed even further. But let's see what the boys make with it. Or better said, Kaio.
Yeah, I mean, it's up now. But it will be a while until he has the resources. Now, I've been keeping on Simtom's POV here because I'm interested in when he hits these bounties. So 100 is done. 250 is a little bit away, but there are like 2 wolves here that he can kill. Hasn't found some of the pockets of hunt yet, though. And it looks like Kaio's doing a really good job preventing him. Oh, he just ran by one. Nah, he notices. It's all good.
There we go. Kaio's gonna deny some of that deer. That's like such a lovely position here for the roost, though. It's like deer surrounded by all of the woods. Imagine the hunting cabin value there, especially like just in that little nook down there. How many trees you can get into that hunting cabin for that gold income?
Yeah, for sure.
Tasty. Is it still the case? Is it still the case that the hunting cabins retain their gold value even when the trees get chopped down?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think that will ever change. Because they just... The initial one would never be worth it that way, right? Because you chop through that pretty quickly.
So you really could just spam those things out. But it also makes them valuable targets too.
Yeah, it does. I mean, as you go throughout the game, you might as well invest into other infrastructure. It takes a long time for it to pay back.
And as we said with the Abbasid slow tech, so we had that completed quite a while ago. We're only like 3/4 through. Meanwhile, the Golden Gate has come up late, but thanks to the 4 boys on it, it's gonna be a relatively similar timing. Now we've got some scout action down at Kaio's gold mine.
Speaking of H2 finishing up here through the House of Wisdom, we've not got any gathering on stone. Is he moving up there now? Yeah, it looks like... Okay. Just got a little bit of gold, I assume, for the economic upgrades, like wheelbarrows on the way, and I'm sure that forestry will be researched or something. We'll see.
Yeah, like eco upgrades are just so strong with the Abbasids, just because of that golden age. You get like the plus 15 for all resources, even already on your tier 1 just after 10 structures. It just stacks with everything else, so...
Oh, it was for fresh foodstuffs, of course.
Your eco is gonna go insane. If you can protect it, that's usually the caveat. Especially against factions with, for example, early knights or any of these other earlier power spikes like the Rus. Can become a bit of an issue, but Abbasids have some of the best spears in the game.
Yes,
let's see if they
actually... Yeah, let's see if they actually get like phalanx this time. That would be super nice.
Oh yeah, such a good upgrade.
Yeah, very often I
should
see
wait
people
until you have like a decent number, but is it tasty when it works? I think a lot of people also like underestimate how much damage it can do to like archers, etc. Just when you get like 2 of them online. So they trade a little bit, or at least can trade a little bit better than other spearmen into things that you would probably not expect them to on the regular. But let's see. So we've got 23 here for Simtom in terms of villagers. A couple of scouts up. 23 for Kaio. So both have been constantly pushing out their villagers, which is expected. And our finance here. Oh, we've got some scout on scout action in the middle. And I think the Rus... Yeah, the Rus one gets ahead. Maybe we'll see a shank attempt. But Simtom is paying attention.
Now to help out as well, and that scout only on 30 health. Oh, but the spear helping out. The 2 spears now, very nice. Kaio is late on that TC. What's going on? There it is. Moving to the hunt, I assume. Yeah, there's a berries right next door. This is a good spot. Guarding the gold mine as well at the same time. Yeah, I like it. Leaving 1 more villager, by the way, on the stone. This is a double TC build. That's why it was so delayed.
Very nice.
But second TC has been up for the Rus for a while. Obviously, that's one of the main reasons you go for the Golden Gate, so that you can do these efficient trades.
Yeah, that's always the danger of the Rus. It's like they have like this good normal eco, and then you just pop, get that stone, and you still can get your the TC from the bargain bin. You still pay a little bit, but not quite as much. But here we go. Second town center for the opposites is done. Lots of food to be had here. And for cheap villagers, it's a good day to be an opposite boy.
Yeah, each of them only at 25 food, so buy one, get one free.
Maybe Abbasid women only have twins.
Oh.
It's a twin workshop down there.
Bunch
Oh
of
no!
wood
The scout's
villagers
gonna
are
get cut out.
walking up. Yeah, the scout is in a
Ooh.
really good spot for Simtom. They're spotting exactly where this TC is gonna go, and actually the early knight is even there, but I mean 5 spearmen are coming up. This is not gonna work out. There are, however, archer ranges being made for Simtom as well as another stable, so that's some serious production if you can get it going.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty epic battle. He's definitely gonna see that town center. Oh, with the knight.
Do you think he's gonna go for the H3 timing here rather than pushing? Oh no, he's spamming the archers now. Answered it for us.
Well, might be that he just keeps going with the military push and then use the Golden Gate again. Get some tickets there and get some gold that way to age up eventually.
Yeah, this thing is gonna just keep saving up the supplies as it goes. There'll be 4 archery ranges now. This is serious.
Yeah. Kaio really needs to get his gear on to make those town centers pay off for himself.
Yeah, because at the moment, like, the villager counts are not that different, right? So the triple TC will eventually catch up with the double TC, obviously, and go beyond what it can do. But, you know, the Rus are planning some serious pressure. And once that hits, Simtom can get that under control again.
Yeah. We're seeing some palisades from both sides to keep the respective fast side safe. So that we have to funnel all our aggression down the middle. Ooh, that's 4 archers at a time. Can you keep that up?
It's
Looks
pretty
like it's
significant
6.
for
Ooh.
now, yeah.
6 archers at a time. Oh, never mind, sorry. It's the global queue. Haven't quite gotten used to that one yet.
Also, the blacksmith has upgraded their ranged attack so far, nothing else at the moment. Also, no knights being made, funnily enough.
Yep, Abbasid is now getting out some horsemen in what we can assume is the anticipation of those lovely archers.
There's so many archers, though. I don't think they care about horsemen right now.
No.
If the horseman numbers grow, that turns around, of course, but so far, only 2 stables. Okay, archer range is made for Kyo as well. It's gonna
needs
put
to
him in wall
pull
bears, 2 stables, 2 archeries.
Police horse betting, and there we go. Okay, yeah, archery range is coming up now for Kaio as well, you're right. Ooh, but yeah, I don't like those. But the numbers game definitely in favor of Simtom at the moment. Let's have a quick look here. 49 villagers for Kaio and 49 for Simtom. So the third TC hasn't paid off yet. There's a lot of villagers queued, by the way. Jesus. I feel like he could put some... Could be a little more sparingly on that and invest more into units at the moment.
Yeah, he just
Because
canceled some.
He's not producing from everything.
Yeah, I definitely don't like that when people do this. Sure, you got a big eco in AoE4, but if you just make those production buildings...
Ooh, nice.
Very different
Cheeky
story.
nitrate. Drops a villager down there. But the walls in the east, in the far east at least, went up. So that avenue is a little bit safer. So now double ram push coming in here. By Kaio. Got some extra split pushing happening here. See if they... If someone will doom stack, or if we're gonna see some fancy micro.
That
Ooh,
is
some
an
horsemen going around the
ungodly amount
north.
of archers. We're talking
Fortunately
about
for them,
26.
they're gonna find the palisade. Yeah, those
Oh.
horsemen are gonna be done home.
The gap!
Ah, they can't go past there? Lol.
I didn't see that either. It looks like it's complete, but it's not. bane of my
Yeah,
existence.
I was suspicious of that gap, but I didn't expect them to actually get through. But the problem is those horsemen are really needed back home. There aren't even that many spearmen to defend those archers, so pure horsemen back home would be really helpful.
So, okay, they'll idle a few villagers, right? Or maybe even kill them, but meanwhile, the infrastructure is getting wrecked at the home base.
Yeah.
Can't have that.
Alright, managed to pull the knights into the town's TC range. So those should be going down.
Yeah, this kind of makes the horsemen not good raiding units, right? They can't handle these arrow spams. But
they can handle the villages.
they can handle the village barely, but not the buildings. So knights are generally speaking the better raiding units into pure villagers.
Yeah.
Whereas the horsemen are better as a counter to archers, because they're just cheaper.
We are slowly getting a relatively significant archer number here for the opposite. But yeah, those horsemen are really needed back home. If he had those back home, he can push with that. Okay, he's gonna attempt it now. Let's see if it's enough.
Oh, the town center is gonna fall though. That said, Simtom is getting pushed back, so very nice for Kyo.
Ooh, but some nice micro here. By Simtom gets the knights into the bowmen. But there were some spearmen I didn't see.
Wait, are you behind again? I'm at 14 minutes, 15 seconds.
Oh wow, I'm 15 seconds behind then.
What?
I'll speed up.
Thanks.
14:20.
Yeah.
That'll do.
We're casting from replays this one because the players had to reschedule. The time didn't work for us, so yeah, we're just facing some tech problems with the usual business in AoE 4 with replays. So
my PC is old and decrepit, so it's a little bit struggling along here. Do forgive it, please. But yeah, after all is said and done, that was pretty successful. A lot of production done, a TC down. Pretty good raid by Simtom.
Exactly, and he just keeps going. Like, the ramps made it out, so that means that they can be repaired. You can make another one and hit the other TC as well. It will be a while before Kaio can match this, really, and there's no next age coming in or anything like that. Right now, the villager counts are 73 for Kaio and 70 for Simtom. So, you know, all is very even in the end.
Yeah, just trouble for Kaio is that he had to invest in that town center and then didn't even get anything out of it.
Certainly not much.
How's the golden age looking? Okay, we're at 25 of 30, so if we would put some down more housing, you'd get the research speed upgrade as well, which we probably isn't too concerned about quite yet.
Yeah, even just remaking that production would do the trick.
But the real meat of the matter is the tier 3 then, with the production speeds up to as well, and everything goes up to 20%. But 60 structures is a little bit of a different beast. Oh, but that big fight in the middle, it's mostly archers versus spearmen and knights. I'm not sure if Kaio has enough here. I think most of the spearmen have been cleaned up and the knights are slowly starting to creep forward.
Yes, spearmen just weren't able to do the job against that many archers. 36 archers at the moment, by the way. They're just trying to hold on against these rams, but here come the knights to clean them up. And the rams just keep going.
A villager kebab coming right up. Getting skewered there. Ooh, and a good old stealth forest actually doing some stealthing here.
Oh, wow.
Surprise, surprise.
Never seen
it was us in disguise. Yeah, and at this point, it's not looking good for Kai. He's got like 30 archers or something, but 50 is double the military pop here for Simtom, almost at 60.
Somehow Kai has kept up the villager numbers. I assume that must be to do with the first town center he just made again. But he lost a lot of vills in this little knight push.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a big fan of that town center. I feel like those resources should have just been trash units.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree. The battering rams are getting repaired, by the way. So once again, there will be 3 of those. Plus whatever is getting made on the front line, which is at the moment nothing. Is Kaio going to the next age? No. no further spam, and still, I'm afraid, on Golden Age Tier 1, which is unfortunate because the research speeds would be nice to have here.
Certainly wouldn't help, but more villagers going down to some nightly raids. Already transitioning into farming at the moment. Which opposites are better than some civilizations in farming, but that's usually more down to the late game, thanks to the Golden Age again. And those cheap attacks. It's not something early game that they're too happy about.
So we're talking about 5 rams for Simtom now. He's hard committing to this. By the way, he's got some pretty substantial farming of his own on both town center areas, chopping a ton of wood.
Yeah, oh god, there's so many archers. That one night buying so much time for them to get cleaned up.
Yeah, man, do these horsemen even do anything at this point? Feels like it's just such an enormous blob.
Once they probably get on top of it, they're probably... not sure if they're even trading evenly.
Yeah, because it feels like you move the archers, then these guys have to stop attacking, they move, they get attacked again. The archers win. Yeah. Pretty hard.
Once they reach that big of a number where they can just basically go full Napoleonic Wars square style. Just make an anti-cavalry square and then shoot them down. Yeah, that was not a good time to be an opposite. Oh god, there's so many rams coming down. 5 rams creeping on the OCTC.
Yeah, here comes the ram business, and I don't think there's really enough to hold here. Although if the cavalry can charge into these, the charges are highly effective against rams.
Well, basic cavalry doesn't get a charge, right? They just kind of poke. Do they do extra damage?
I think not. So I think it's mostly a speed thing.
Right. That makes more sense. I mean, they could use a charge to poor souls.
They sure could. Not gonna lie. It's funny that they don't actually, right? That they don't have one.
Yeah, maybe just against light units or something, I don't know. That's like a conditional one. But maybe the depths are too effective.
+1 attack. It doesn't have to be crazy. I don't know. They don't like horsemen. They like knights over there. So
maybe like instead of like a flat out charge bonus to the first strike, more like a temporary buff. I mean, to be fair, that's a normal charge as well. But just a temporary, I don't know. Maybe a defensive buff after the charge to help them out against archers.
Yeah, I could see many ways of doing it. But anyway, for now, we've just got the speed bonus. You've got that on pretty much everything anyway.
Yeah.
I really like these forward wooden fortresses, by the way, from Simtom. A very Age of Mythology way to do things. That's why
get in here, losers. We've got opposites to kill. Oh, these poor horsemen. These poor damn horsemen. They're just getting plucked apart. It's like they lost samuraiing their way into this. And yeah, I think the Giga greed for the triple TC just didn't work out, especially after losing the other one.
Yeah, and just doing it again, I don't know about that, you know. Even
I think he should have maxed out on PopCap. Well, I say should have. I'm not as good as these players, but it feels like just a just a max PopCap and then into triple TC again would probably be better in the long run, because he needed units to contest all of this Russian beatdown.
Here's the problem, like the House of Wisdom is the only landmark left. If Simtom can repair his stuff, where did he send? Did he actually lose all the battering rams? It looks like it. So yeah, he has to remake that. That's buying Kaio a little bit of time. But if he can somehow ram down this House of Wisdom, game's over.
Yep, it does have an extraordinary amount of HP. It's got like 5,000 extra HP compared to other landmarks, since it is the only one.
Yeah. Yeah, like a normal main town center.
But 5,000 isn't as much as you would think. It's basically 1.5 town centers.
Yeah, it's good, but it's nothing special.
I do think they get more HP as they age up, though. So I think it's like 1,500 or something, 2,500 per wing or something.
Oh.
Something along those lines. But here comes the ram push.
I think we all know Bassett needs it, but oh, that's a lot of horsemen this time around, Mad Hat. I think this might actually work for once. 21 of these things.
Yeah, we do have a couple knights that are gonna buy some nice time. Oh, the rams are all alone. Alright, that's a nice pickup there.
Oof. Unfortunately, the pathing isn't gonna work out. The
Oh,
horsemen
no.
are chasing the knights. Meanwhile, the archers are just doing a number to everything.
The
Wait,
choke point.
is Kaio gonna actually do this? It looks like it's doable to me.
I think he might get a cleanup. I don't see him winning this, though, in the long run.
I mean, yeah, he's still 20 wheels down. Oh, all the horsemen are dead. Okay. Castle Age for Simtom. You are joking me.
Yep.
He's so good.
It's a powerhouse. And the green boys on the receiving end. Meanwhile, the green rams are happily clobbering down all these wooden fortresses.
Yeah, good for him. He's worked so long at trying to build back up, and finally that he had a big army. Some things are happening. Military population-wise, I think Kaio is more or less equalized at 25 to 48. Never mind. The archer blob is still doing its job, and I'm sure Simtom will be upgrading those to veteran archers, which is happening right now. 9 archer ranges, by the way. Just non-stop printing these guys out. Men-at-arms getting made as well. And archery, range damage level 2 coming in.
Very nice. Have you ever played Stronghold back in the day?
Only very briefly.
Oh, that's a shame. Basically, you had to like make your own weapons for your soldiers, etc. And you started like with the bow production, and like you built like 1 or 2 to see how it goes, and then you felt it was too slow, and then you ended up building like 10, and then suddenly you had like 50 bows. That's what this feels like. It's like, damn it, they're not coming in fast enough. Get me more bowyers. I need like 9, 10, 12.
Only bows now.
There are no horses, only bows. I do like the Russian archers in the 3rd Castle Age, though. With the
Yeah, they look very
helmets.
nice, right? Also, Monk is doing Monk things. Where landmark in the front. So that's gonna be some very nice extra gold for Simtom. Do you think he's just age jumping at this point? I mean, he's almost maxed out. He can just stop producing and chill here. Make
Probably.
Keep and go
So
H4.
many archers. Poor hardened spearmen.
Yeah, Kaio had nothing left, so that's gonna equalize our series at 1-1. Very well played.
Archers reign supreme.
Series is all equalized up, ladies and gentlemen, and we have got Simtom in the blue color playing as the good old Mongols.
And with the even older boys, the Delhi Sultanate comes in Kaio in the purple. Maybe giving us some elephant action down the road. And some knowledge with the House of Learning.
Yes.
But a pen may or may not be mightier than the Mongolian step bow.
Well,
Now,
they're
I'm
gonna work
actually
on
not sure that I
efficient
said it. I
production.
think the Delhi Sultanate was a little bit older than the Mongols. At the time. I can't remember when it started. Damn it, my Indian history is a bit rusty.
Same.
Generally speaking, Southeast Asia is a weak point of mine.
I think it's the case for most of Europeans
It's
because we just
everyone's weak point.
our education just tends to focus on our own countries and leaves out all the bad. So
Did you just call them all bad countries? You
what? No,
European
I'm
pig.
saying they. Okay,
Gotcha.
so here's the thing.
Exposed.
Okay, there was this era of Hungary venturing out to Europe, pillaging shit, right? And they sold it to us as adventuring. So yeah,
Oh, that's cute.
that it's pathetic actually, but okay.
I mean, I'm from Germany. I have the reverse. Just get like 4 years of Nazi Germany.
Oh,
And
wow.
it works, because I do not intend to repeat that shit, but apparently everybody else around the globe didn't get the fucking memo.
Okay,
But
apparently not.
we'll see where that goes. Meanwhile, the Mongols. They definitely went on a little big adventure. with Genghis Khan and his sons. They were climate activists before it was cool, you know?
Yeah.
They reduced carbon emissions by what? I think it was 20% or so. Or even 50% or something ridiculous. Because they just literally killed half the world's population.
So is that's what's happening now, or?
Yeah, exactly. Today the Mongols have to watch out for them.
I don't know what they teach their kids there. Anyway.
And they've got a bitchin' big statue of Genghis Khan. You can't take that away from them, at least.
No.
But I think at least a horse riding competition should still be pretty good. That's actually a good question. Do the Mongols fare well in Olympic horsemanship?
You're asking very niche questions. I have no idea.
I know. I'm pretty sure I'm asking the absolutely correct man for the job. You're Hungarian. You've got like horses in your past. Don't deny it. You're all about the equestrian business.
I'm sure
you know everything.
I mean, I'm like 25% German, so it's more farming over there. Sorry.
It's all about farming and goulash.
Yeah.
Just like I, as a German, I'm an expert at hard work and no humor. Everything
Take it dry.
will be made to order in perfect fashion. Alright, speaking of perfect fashion, let's see what our boys are up to here.
So we got the Tower of Victory coming in. So
Ooh,
that's
nice.
pretty trendy. Let's see how that goes. I assume there will be a lot of units chilling around that in the not too distant future. Maybe a little bit of horseman play. So you can park them there, get the faster attack speeds, and do a little bit of harassment play. Although, I gotta say, horsemen get super hard countered up by mango ties, so maybe you don't want to go for them.
Yeah, we shall see, but I haven't seen much mango dice recently. Okay, deer stones going up as per. But still only cavalry and traders these days for the speed buff. Meanwhile, the Mongolian throat fingers is just gently whispering in my ear. There we go, stable going up for the Mongols. Wheelbarrow completed for Kaio. That's a nice thing about playing Delhi. You just queue up every goddamn upgrade in the world because it's free.
Yeah, exactly. So as soon as H2 is reached, it should be bam, 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 all the upgrades.
Daga, 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 daga. Just ride faster, Jimmy. Our empire needs you.
Yeah, look at that. They're all coming in, Sanctity included, which means that sacred sites can be captured now.
Very nice.
When that's done. So I'm curious, will we be seeing a little bit of a walling off? The first mosque is out and Scholar is garrisoned, but it'll be a while until that's anymore. They're pretty expensive from the regular mosque.
Yeah, speaking of sacred sites, we've got a pretty nice one with a big gold mine in the north and another one relatively close by.
Yeah, that's a good spot for the Delhi, right? But it's far away.
Yeah, it is pretty damn far away. There are some nice forests that you could just wall up with itsy bitsy tiny bits of wall there to make that whole thing a bit safer, but the entire south would be very exposed. And Mongols are pretty damn mobile. So we'll see how they'll do it. Speaking of how they'll do it, what are they pumping out of that stable? Just scouts for the moment. Fair enough.
Is this gonna be one of those scout builds where they grab the animals? Or is this for real?
I'd be surprised. It might be just a burn down scout build. Just to rush some of these outer buildings down. Okay, we've got a scholar in the barracks here for Delhi. So we're currently pumping out spearmen as soon as the upgrade is done. Here's a good question actually. Maybe the comments will answer that later. If you put a scholar in a barracks, does it also buff the learning time for the barracks tech?
Oh, it sure did. It said 23 seconds to do it, so yeah.
Okay.
So that one building will work faster.
Very nice.
We got a second town center for Simtom. Do you think it's time, Mad Hat?
Oh god, please no.
For those who
It
didn't
just
watch the
might
other
be.
game, Simtom likes to town center rush apparently. He's going in. Yes! Let's go. That's why he's making the scouts. He
Oh
needs
god, here it
something to
comes.
put in there.
Just all the resources into these town centers. Last time it got countered pretty hard.
Well, but
So
the
we'll see.
Delhi 2 town center play is a little bit of a strange one. You got no map control, you got no sacred sites with this. You got no good H2, anything really. So what is this all about?
I am not sure this, but my main concern is he doesn't have any mobile units to stop that town center going up.
Sure, it's
The
true.
only thing he has is some villages. He's got like the occasional spearmen. Good luck with that.
Of course, 6 scouts can beat a spearman. I don't think they can beat 3 spearmen, but that's why you just deploy the TC and let the arrows do the work.
Oh wow, I just never noticed the Delhi scout how big of a saber he has. That thing's massive.
Let's
Alright,
take a
here he
look.
comes.
Show me your blade.
Show me what you got. Alright, there we go. We're seeing some Delhi horsemen being pumped out with scholar bonus. Oh, but he needs to sick one on it. Oh no, the TC goes up. He just lets it go up. I guess he's not comfortable enough yet.
Need to go
I mean,
a bit
if this
closer
thing,
there.
if it is undeployed, he can easily win the rest of the fight. Why is he running away from it? He's just letting it get into his ego.
I guess he's waiting for the next undeploy. Because right now it's just TC versus TC, so Simtom
Well-
isn't accomplishing anything.
Well, it's next to the barracks, so that's or like
That's
what
true.
I call it, the stable, and like anything popping out of the village would be going down. And he's too far away to even react to it, as we just saw. Like even if he unpacks, he's not in position to actually control. And there's a scholar. Okay, the scholar does make it out.
How about another one, Matat? There's another one now.
Looks like it might actually work this time around.
This is gonna idle some vills, but Kaio has 30 vills at the moment. Against 33. Wow, Simtom is doing well, man.
I guess in honor of one of my favorite TV shows, we can call the strategy the Hell on Wheels. They definitely took a book out of Julius Caesar's approach of how to win a battle is you build a nice palisade, you sit in it, and then you shoot at your enemy from that citadel. If you don't do siegecraft in an open field battle, what are you even doing? So maybe a quick time check. 10 minutes here.
10 minutes, 10.
10 minutes, 10. Okay, I'll just speed up that a little bit. There we go. That
Good
should
work remembering.
neutralize
I
things.
actually forgot, so... Scholars are trying to go out there, but they're getting absolutely scouted.
But they have each other's back, so that's nice.
Spears did a good job of picking off 2 scouts, but now they're running into the TC fire, and that's good night for them.
Yep. I've got some... Yeah, the worst part is he's got villages in that northern TC to fire back at the other TC.
Yeah, so they're
So-
idle.
Exactly. That's a bit of a problem.
It's gonna be soon 2 TCs versus 1. You all know how that goes.
Yeah, so basically, if you don't know how to counter this, you basically just need a couple of horsemen or even scouts just to sick it onto the town center when it is moving, so it can never actually set up. And then you need to make sure that the scouts don't block that one guy that's running after it. So you might have to split and micro a little bit around. But it is possible, but not if you're like 2 screens away from it.
Well, Simtom decided that he doesn't need that many arrows to shoot at the other TC. In fact, he can shoot at both TCs at the same time. Hell yeah.
Daka, 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 daka.
What's
It's
gonna
always
be
still funny
okay?
that the arrows just spawn out of thin air.
Oh, yeah.
For once, I want to have like an RTS where there's actually like, if you garrison units, they actually pop out onto the platforms and shoot.
I mean,
That would be
they're
so
just
nice.
really, like you said, out of thin air. It's kind of silly.
Pew, 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 pew. Especially the rate of fire. It's like a minigun of bolts.
Yep. Definitely
You've
cheaped
ever seen
out
this,
on that
this
one.
slingshot channel, etc.? Maybe everybody of them has the instant Legolas available.
These towers are a bit more believable with the arrow slits and whatever.
No. I mean, if you have 3 archers per slit, you can probably put on some nice continuous fire, but... They're literally just spawning out of the spear covering on top. I forgot what it's called. Okay. Oh, okay, that scholar isn't making it home. In the south there.
No, yeah, even with the horseman help, it's just not gonna happen. But that said, Kyle did get a double sacred site.
Yeah, so that might make up for those 9 villagers that are currently unavailable. But speaking of villagers, let's do a check. So Kaio has 34, 16 military, and 42 for Simtom, and 17 military for him.
That said, Simtom is going to H3 now with the step 3 out, so gonna be swooping after those gold mines like they're nothing.
Also, third town TC for the Delhi in the south there.
Yeah, I gotta say I don't like that. It's so expensive, and now Delhi is gonna be hard stuck in H2.
I mean, I suppose you kind of have to, because literally both the other town centers are just anytime the village is popping out of them, it's gonna be dead. So he needs to build a third town center, otherwise he can't build any villager at all.
Yeah. Yeah, Mongol players really enjoying their position here. Gonna be spamming out men-at-arms.
Well, sacred sites have been captured. And let's see, we do have... Are they all protected?
For now, yes. Although, I'm sure the men-at-arms are going to target this, so...
Oh, there we go. We've got a battering ram on the south side. Honestly, I would love to have like 6 or so... Or like a couple spear boys inside the ram. Just to protect it from those guys popping out.
Yeah, because here
he's taking a lot of damage. Oh, he's actually moving the TC away. Oh, the spearman out of position. He had spare spearmen there, but they were like way too far away.
Yeah, look how quickly these scouts just take it down, and Simtom is back where he was. Also taking down the sacred site now.
Yeah, he was using those spearmen to build more rams, so that's why they weren't available. Oh, sudden sacred site, actually, that Chad spearman pulled all of these guys away from it. There were more spearmen earlier, but looks like they're all gonzo. Oh, there's one Chad spearman in the south. He's holding the sacred site.
Wow, he better get a promotion here.
What an absolute lad. 1 man versus 5. He likes those odds. Ooh, but men-at-arms, as you said earlier, now in the main of Kaio.
Yeah, now the spears are unfortunately not going to be helpful anymore. Not with these guys around, and the villagers can be hunted as well. That said, Kaio is going up to the next age with the House of Learning.
What is he always doing with his spears? They're just always running around the block. Not really accomplishing anything. Oh, that's so many men-at-arms now.
They're trying to poke the men-at-arms, but they just have too much armor. They negate 50% of the attacks. Scouts are high in number as well, and the town center is getting sieged. That is 13 scouts.
There's a lot of upgrades coming in here for Kaio. Queued them all up like a good Delhi boy. But that TC looks to be going down. How's the army looking? Oh, it's men-at-arms versus spearmen. Also, just hashtag Delhi appreciation post. The spearmen look awesome.
They sure do. Well, pretty much everything of theirs does look awesome. It's just really unfortunate that we're not gonna see the rest this game, probably.
They're too weak.
Yeah.
Just all over those TCs. The mosque most likely gonna go down. Ooh, the northern TC is free again.
Sacred Site getting decaptured by Simtom at the same time, and now that Simtom has his own TCs at home, his economy can finally start growing. He's in fact making villagers on the front line. This man's insane.
Nice. But yeah, it's not looking good to be an Indian boy. Even surprised war elephants couldn't save him. Well, he's gonna pump a lot of lancers. It's not a bad shout. He's got them both pumping out with scholars. So that's essentially four barracks there. Stables. Stable barracks.
It'll help, but I do feel that Simtom can very easily make Spearmen to respond here.
Yeah, also like the northern TC went down. Oh god, there's some very unprotected peasants at the berries in the north. The pain is real.
It's actually quite a few Lancers somehow made it out. Very interesting.
Yeah, he's actually going for a counter push here with outposts and everything. It's definitely going to be good distraction. But the sacred site capping does continue, and with the berry pickers were found out in the north.
How many vills does Cairo even have? 44 at the moment. A lot of them mining stone, no doubt for a quick castle. But we've got 61 for Simtom right now. And it looks like he's going to try to defend here.
Yep, the Lancers are doing the gods' work here. What's the Indian pantheon called? Does it have a collective name, or is it just a pantheon of the Hindu gods? I can't remember.
Good question.
Good question. Next question, please.
Although I know in this period they're Muslim. Or,
That's true. Yeah, the Delhi Sultanate, I believe, was, well, elite from the elite upwards Muslim. Actually, is the Delhi were the, not predecessor, the other thing, the successors of the... No, that's the other way around. Never mind. As I said, my Indian history is a bit sketchy. I know that the Islamic influence started with the Timurids, and then it ended with the Mughal Empire.
But yeah, in this phase with the Delhi Sultanate, definitely Islam is the religion, yeah.
No, they're giving it their best for Allah too. Yalla for Allah.
Tower of Victory getting absolutely sieged down by 13 scouts. This is not something you see every day. Springald outposts trying to do their best against the Mongol Lancers. Still no spearmen in sight, by the way, but there are so many Mongol Lancers now. All of a sudden, it's 14 of them, or 11, sorry.
It looks like most of the scholars got cleaned up, or better said, are stuck in production, so sadly no health support here for our Delhi Lancers. The Delhi Lancers still sounds like a kebab shop.
Now I want the kebab. Damn it.
Damn you. Alright, Tower of Victory going down. Well, you live in the UK. You should never want a kebab in the UK.
I agree.
Those things are absolutely vile. There's very few instances where I've ever really regretted buying food. That was definitely on that list. Holy crap.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it. Sorry.
It was so bad. So bad. Nightmares fuel. That's what it is. Oh, yeah, it's not looking good to the Delhi. There's just everywhere you could look. There's Mongols running around, cutting Delhi boys down.
Yeah, with the Lancer spam coming in as well, that's just a nail in the coffin, I would say. The last town center is going to go home. Hell, even the siege workshop is going to pack up again, starting up a siege if need be. There is a keep defensively here, but it's just about the House of Learning, so that can be circumvented easily enough.
Yep. It's a sad state of affairs. Oh, another TC going up for Kaio. That's ambitious.
It's a lot of TCs, dude.
Yep, but here come the Lancers to ruin that project. I mean, the Delhis are trying to get their tech for village fortresses, so that keeps count as town centers. It's quite interesting, but it's not going to be fast enough.
Surely this castle can't hold against this many units, right?
I'd be surprised. It should trade very well. A lot of these Lancers aren't on very good health. I'm not sure if... Yeah, no, we haven't got the boiling oil, unfortunately. So without that, they should make it. They're probably going to lose a lot, but here come the scouts to support. So I think that keeps going to go down. Like, all the sacred sites are getting decapped.
Doesn't have
I'd say
very much
Simtom's
health
got that one in the
left.
bag.
Yeah, he should do. All the units have been killed here pretty much for Kaio. There's just a few trickling. Reinforcements are being sent in, and current resources for Kaio are also not looking too hot. Won't be able to repair much of anything. Keep is starting to burn.
Yeah, it did
No
a decent job
reinforcements
at trying to defend this, but the jig is up, I'd say. And that should be the GG push. Because like, even if we look at, like, Kaio's down to 28 villagers at 22 minutes. And 8 villagers, there is no coming back from that, while Simtom is at a relatively unimpressive 53. It's still a lot better than what his enemy has to offer.
True, although he has finally got 2 TCs set up, and the third one is at home. He just didn't deploy it yet. I mean, the keep stays alive, which is shocking. But Kaio is going to tap out knowing that the end is nigh.
Shocking indeed. If only there were anyone left alive to celebrate that keep victory. That is pretty much his problem. The stones will remember indeed.
Welcome to game 4 in this best of 5 finals series. Simtom is going to be switching it up once again to go with the French.
And we have Kaio playing the Rus in the turquoise.
I genuinely did not see him on the map. Sorry.
I was about to comment the same thing. It's just like, he basically just looks like another pond here on Frisian Marches.
Cloak engaged. Captain, they vanished from our sensors.
Oh, now there are 2 of them. When they suddenly come out of the woodwork and everything is start blinking red. But yeah, hard on the eyes are both of these players. Did I just call him ugly? Maybe. Well, we see some good old deer racing whenever the Rus are involved. Ooh, wait. Did Simtom properly block himself in PopCap? Oh, he did. Okay, no, it doesn't look too bad. For a second, I thought he was stuck longer than
it's fine.
It turned out to be.
It's fine. The villager was still making.
It's like, okay. It's like you can't imagine, like, if you have to have like a crib for your kid before you're allowed to have it.
Oh my god.
You can't have that kid yet. You ain't got no crib. You're legally not allowed to have a kid right now. I'm sorry, madam.
Population blocked.
Please make your next appointment in 3 years. Meanwhile, speaking of the Rus bounty, I keep looking at the wrong player. Up to 160 here.
Yeah,
for
starting
our
to look pretty nice.
Anti-Peter boys.
Funnily enough, it's Simtom that has 2 scouts, not Kaio as far as I can tell.
Yep. Maybe he just doesn't believe in the bounty. Maybe he'll get it later with the other landmark that we never see. Maybe it's Maybelline.
A Kremlin rush. I sell my soul for it.
You sell your soul for Kremlin rush? It's just a tower, bro. It ain't nothing special, bro. It's just a huge, cocky outpost.
It really is.
It's just something you put in your backyard to have like a good barbecue. That's it. It's good for like a house party and a man cave. That's all it is, bruv. Meanwhile, surprise, School of Cavalry coming up for the French. I mean,
yeah, both
technically
landmarks
speaking,
are as standard as it gets. Go on.
The market is nice and in the corner. I would love to see some... I wonder if we're gonna, once the next patch hits with the civilization, where trade gets buffed, we're gonna see a lot more trade plays. That would be nice, because it's nice in the corner, so you can get like a max length trade route down in your end. And you can still get the French knights, just a little bit slower. You can still get them from the stables.
It is like getting a second TC essentially, so why not, you know?
Yeah. But it's probably against factions that are a bit slower than the Rus. The Rus are pretty quick with the early knights as well. Alright,
yeah,
some
I have
wolves
to agree.
getting snatched up here by the French, and also a lot of sheep, not bad. That's 17 alive sheep at home for Simtom. Whereas Kaio doesn't seem to have been as successful.
Yeah, not even close. Where is his stuff actually? I'm trying to find on the minimap
Oh,
badly.
he's missing out. He's just riding past 2 wolves and a sheep. Oh, there we go. He found it now.
He's got a fair amount here, Matt. I kind of like this.
Let's see if we see a battle for the wolves here. Who gets the last hit? Oh, Kaio got it. Nicely done. And that means the 250 threshold has been reached. So I think without the... Let's see. Without the trade post, I don't think he can reach the full bounty anymore. Because everything else, I believe, is dead.
Yeah, looking around the map, it sure looks like it, Matt Hat. I think even with the boar, it's not going to be enough. So, rest in pepperonis. I don't see him going that way. Oh, the trade house sure is cool.
Yeah, the trade house is really cool. Like, you get like this deer, full-on deer production. You get like extra, just like a hunting cabin. If you have like a really good spot for it, like just up there, next to the deer spot in the north, that could be a high-value house. There's so much woods around it. And I mean, like, it's a similar reason why you get the warrior monks. It's like for gold production. So I think if you get like, I wonder how much big the difference would be between actually getting the trade house in like a perfect wood spot versus like the relics.
You can still get the warrior monks without the landmark.
Yeah. It does take a little bit longer, and it's like obviously more resource intensive because you have to build the monastery, etc.
Yeah.
And I think aren't they also cheaper from the abbey? I want to say yes, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I actually don't remember.
I know they cost 100.
I played Rus, so
we'll have to check maybe if the French get their own scholars.
That would have to be cheaper than if. Is it really 100?
I think so, yeah.
If it is, then yes. Then that's cheaper.
So there's a very unfortunate textile error next to the town center there for me. It says that's a very square pond. Perfectly rectangular for me. No, but both of them getting their TCs.
Trying to find it. Oh, there it is.
Nice and up at the pond so they can fish by hand. It's a nice feature of this map. You can get a lot of value from those fishies just by virtue of villager harvesting.
So long as nobody deletes them.
Yeah.
Which I don't believe we allow, actually, so...
We don't explicitly mention it, we only have like the H2.
Oh, I think we talked about it for like the next event. That's right.
Yeah.
You're correct.
We've made a vague statement about exploits.
Yeah.
So we probably should specify the ones we really don't like. But as I said, we wanted to ask the community what they think.
Yep. So let us know.
Yeah, and if you want to be a part of that conversation, go ahead and join the MetaPlays website. You've got not only AO4 on the web menu, but also some other RTS classics.
Yeah, speaking of being part of stuff, we are actually looking for casters. So that is an option as well. Do check it out. There's like a giant green banner at the top of the website.
Yep, especially for AE4. If you've noticed, we're not the most savvy people in this game, but we'll do our very best.
We try.
We do try. When I lack in knowledge, I make up for nonsense. That's how I roll. We see some cheeky walls here just to plug some gaps. For the French. Speaking of the French, I haven't seen that many knights. There's one.
No, it's been pretty chill because of the TC build, right? Like, the villagers cost a lot, but now they're starting to be able to fully maintain the knight business. And, you know, picking up a few spearmen is always fine. In even numbers, they'll trade super well, these knights. And then they can just heal up later once they have the upgrade.
You really, really have to outnumber them with spears. Like on max pop, they're almost invincible to very, very hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
And trade inefficiently. Especially if the pullback micro's on point.
Do you like that units don't have like a diverse population cost in this game?
I think it's okay. Because then you can have these situations of like getting rewarded for being able to pump out a quality army. Because if they would trade too evenly, like if you had 200 pop of like a super cheap counter versus like a 4 times more expensive unit, you would expect a more expensive unit to win. And otherwise you would have to change them in different ways. That just probably makes them feel worse when playing it. So I think at the moment, I don't think that's a main issue in this game.
So it's safe to say it works for AoE 4, in your opinion. Yeah, I think it works as well because the cost difference is so dramatic between things like spears and knights. So you can just have a ton more spears and do something with timing attacks and so on and so forth. Like that catch right now is actually very nice for Kaio. But Simtom is building up.
Yeah, one in the middle we saw Knight being dragged down. So this it does make for a fairly entertaining here cat and mouse between, do I have enough spearmen to take out these guys? Are there like more knights coming out of the hidden forest here? Are they easy baiting me? I feel like that makes it quite interesting. Maybe they should be a little bit better, but I think it's okay. French knights do need their specialty after all. Because if you make them too weak, it's just not gonna be interesting to play them.
Yeah. Because what else does French really offer, right? I mean...
Yeah, maybe they should look into buffing them in different ways, because the main problem with them is that they're so self-sufficient. They don't need any other support unit, they will heal themselves. It's just an all-in-one packet. Which is what makes them at times oppressive.
Yeah, look at these numbers. So the spears are starting to get there, actually. So at this point, you would want some archers, but you can just pull back into the TC area, heal up, and run around. Okay, there's rams coming, so maybe the archers will be needed now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main problem, I think, is with the knights, just because they are so self-sufficient, and it's very hard to force an engagement. When you're the one who is slower, you only have spears. The spears don't do that much crazy damage against villagers. So I think what Kaio is doing here is the right move. Like he tries to keep the attention on Simtom's side of the map here, to deny those knights the time to raid it home.
Yeah, it's also pretty nice for him that he was able to get through the map without the half armies just getting pulled apart by the knights.
Yeah.
That was pretty important for him.
Alright, let's see what these knights are up to. Oh, there's a lot of French boys on the gold mine to keep those feudal boys coming. So we've got 8 knights. Wait, is that just... Oh my god, I only just realized that Control A only shows me what's on the screen. Derp-a-derp.
Oh, it does.
What?
You're correct.
But 23 versus 8 knights in that particular picture. Well, I can't find the right button combo as of now, but I do believe that we're all of the knights. I don't see them raiding or anything. It is a hard color scheme to spot on the map, unfortunately.
I believe Control Shift A is the select everything.
Ah.
So Simtom right now has 61 villagers, by the way, but still like no military. Whereas Kaio is happily chilling on 28 hardened spearmen. Just destroyed the TC, has a similar villager count as well.
Yeah, he did invest into the age up, which made that push actually happen, because otherwise he would have been able to keep pushing out more knights and then just overwhelm that force. So, nice play by Kaio, punishing that age up here. Royal Institute coming out. And then, here we go, the Cantled Saddles. Given the charge bonus after a charge from +3 to +10. So, Royal Boys are gonna hit a lot harder.
Yeah, also there's some other crazy techs here. So you got the Royal Bloodlines. It's super expensive, right? But then 35% hit points for all of these. That's insane.
It's pretty beautiful. That's just the Institute is just such an enabler for those knights. Just an absolute hype man. You can do it! And then they could. But Simtom is trying, Kaio is trying to protect himself with some palisades that even the mighty horsemen will have some trouble to get through. But they do need to finish them before that happens.
Yeah, unfortunately getting cut down. By the way, quick time check. I'm about to hit 14 minutes.
Alright, I shall speed up. And I'll meet you at 14:10. There we go.
I'm at
12,
14,
13,
6, 7.
4. Okay, yeah, I'll just stay a little bit ahead.
Yep, that's
I'll fall back down anyway. I shall not spoil anything. Yeah, again, apologies for the tech issue since we have to cast these from replay.
Yeah,
but
very
a little
haggard.
bit too late. And replay system isn't the finest ever developed. To make it an understatement.
Yeah, if this was StarCraft 2, we could watch our replay synced together. I'd be the host. We'd be just fine. Yep.
It'd be beautiful. Ooh, those knights are actually getting caught in the north there.
Yeah, this is not good. Oh, they actually are running through the spears. That is painful.
Yep, but luckily only lost 2 there. So the rest of them are gonna... Oh, they got cut off! Psych!
Ooh.
Oh. Okay, come on. These other boys,
really
they need
good
to
that they're
stop.
turning around, though.
It's just kind of funny as seeing these knights being chased out by some angry stick boys.
They're trying to run away. Yeah, no matter where Simtom is trying to look, he's not finding any damage. Kaio is already at 123 population versus just 94. So he's really starting to cut ahead here. 71 villagers versus 76. So that's still manageable for now, but, you know, Simtom needs to make something happen.
Simtom is starting to add arbitrators and archers here to his composition. But that's a lot of angry spear boys.
Yeah, they mad. There's plenty of archers, but I don't think it's quite enough to do what needs to be done here.
Yeah, that early punish of the early age up really paying off for Kaio at the moment. And of course he's also at age 3 now. Which, oh, we actually do see the high trade house with a 92 gold per minute setup there.
Oh.
That's very nice.
So eventually he will reach the tier 3 of the bounty system, which you know gives you a ton of extra gather speed for both food as well as the hunting cabins. Very nice.
Defensive keep managed to just go up in time before the angry stick boys arrived, and will also later be increasing the production of all of these barracks here.
Yeah, the unit costs are pretty cheap.
Yeah, sadly spearmen not the best at killing a keep.
Nope.
So they have to retreat. Haha. And now we're gonna see some knights added here and horsemen. That's a ragtag band of boys. By the rules, he's just getting a bit of everything.
Oh man, look at this.
Menu.
Look at this massive income difference. Kaio is just going to the moon.
To the moon and back. And beyond. Speaking of outer relics, has he managed to pick any? Has he built a monastery? It doesn't look like it.
No, but
funny
Simtom
enough,
has.
the French have. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a monk here. Moving out. It's gonna be. This is an enormous map, right? So it's gonna take a while.
Yeah. Poor boys are waddling on foot. Run, my little boy, run! Too bad the horsemen, the Frenchies can't afford to give the clergy some horses. Poor boys have to walk on foot. Even though probably the French clergy was probably one of the more richer ones. Pretty sure they knew how to live a good life. Oh, we've got a cheeky 30C all the way up in the north on a big gold mine. And the boar. So that's a nice one for Cryo. Kaio. I keep wanting to call him Cryo. But that is not his name.
I guess that's because he's so cool.
Oh yeah. And he's just pulling out his best Dr. Freeze quotes and welcomes him to the Ice Age. For here comes a lot of angry spear boys. Ooh, nice surround here on the Arbitraires.
Rams are pushing through somehow, finding some space around this keep.
And the royalty of the French is getting dragged into the mud by these veteran spear boys. And their lovely builds.
Vololo? Nah.
Vololo, no.
Nah,
Vololo? More like Volo, no.
Simtom's really trying to hold with these vills, but they're just getting slaughtered. They're not even doing any damage to the battering rams, really. One of them getting slightly scratched, but it is but a scratch.
It's but a scratch indeed. And I believe we're witnessing the last moments of Simtom, and there you go, throws in.
Guess this is gonna go to a deciders game. Simtom is sticking to his guns, making the French happen here.
And on the other side comes Kaio, again in his sneaky turquoise, but not so much so sneaky on this map. With the English, which we haven't even... I don't think we've seen them all... I think we've seen them once in a tournament so far.
Yeah, they've been extremely rare as of late. Not sure what's up with that, but... I guess maybe Kaio can show us how it's done.
Yeah. This is one of those lovely modded maps. And there's usually a lot of sheep in the middle. Let's see who's getting all of those. Oh, this time they either already got picked up. Yeah, decent amount here by Kaio. Or they're just spawning somewhere different. Ooh.
Yeah,
Simtom has some very close to his base.
The icons don't tell us, so there's no icons for it. Even the revealed mode, that's just the same amount like what Kaio has found on his side, though.
Yeah, Kaio at the moment has 12 sheep if we go for the Control Shift A, and only 5 sheep for Simtom.
Oh, okay. Simtom, it's not just those 5. On the other side, he has got another batch of 6. So yeah. that's pretty good. Walling in this dock, by the way, immediately as the French player is pretty interesting. That could have been an earlier ship, but I guess it's gonna be fine.
Seems to want to be very secure. No way anyone can ever reach that. That's one hell of a safe gated community right there.
Literally.
No strangers allowed.
Oh, Kaio might find all the sheep here. Wait, they've been picked up, partially. But anyway, as this game proceeds into H2, the French are going to be having access to the Hulk, whereas the English only have galleys. But their galleys, they have a better armor, right? So a little bit of help there for the English. Still, I don't know if they're going to actually want to fight on the sea. We'll have to see.
In true French fashion. It's also kind of funny, like the French were able seafarers, but they're not the most famous seafarers ever. Kind of interesting that they get that early Hulk.
Yeah, that's very strange.
I kind of would feel like it's more like a Spanish thing if we're talking like early medieval stuff. I mean, the English only picked up in the Renaissance as well.
Yeah.
So nobody gets any sea business. Medieval seafaring was just boring. That's not quite fair. But it definitely wasn't at the height as in the Age of Sail.
Well, we'll see if they ever add any other factions that might, be better there. Yeah. Like you said, the Spanish, especially. Portuguese.
Get like an early galley in the end, Imperial Age galley. That'd be nice. That'd be pretty hot.
So, what is going on with the sheep here? That's at least 19 that I can see for Kaio. 2 of them are getting eaten up at the moment, but the rest
Simtom
are
only at
happily waiting for their demise.
Simtom only at 12. It looks like Kyle got most of the sheep stolen there. That is pretty brutal.
Yeah, where are Simtom's sheep?
They were a
Excuse me.
big batch on the west of his TC and in the north as well towards the...
So you're
the thing
telling
on
me
the
his
ball.
scout got nothing?
Not much, it seems.
Ouch.
It's hard to tell how many sheep have been slaughtered down there. But it doesn't look like it's that many.
Well, it's just a 7 that he's got from like the very early game. So that's not gonna last very long. I really like the situation for Kyle in that case.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to farm on a map like this, even though he's English, and you know it's probably a good idea to farm eventually, but like this map is gonna provide.
Oh yeah, like if you can get... The later the farm, even for an English player, like the later the farm transition, you're always going to be a bit happier. Because especially on like water maps, you don't need it as much because of the fishing industry, and you rather want to have the wood for that. It's really just an H4 where they get that enclosures tech so they can get extra gold from them. That the English really want to set up shop.
Yep, that's just gonna mean that they have an everlasting late game. For the most part.
Yeah. Only thing they need is wood.
Which there's plenty of. I've actually never had a game where wood was going to be the problem. Don't know if you have. But it seems like there's a hard cap on AoE 4 games to never really reach beyond an hour and a half. By that point, either you win by some kind of elimination or wonder.
I've actually had one game where I ran out of wood, but then I was able to sit and could just trade for it, which was beautiful.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah,
you
that's
can
a
get
thick wood
cut
line here.
off the map, right? But
Yeah.
But here, it's like never gonna happen, dude.
Never. Yeah, that's one thick wood line here. There's plenty of trees in the sea. What?
Oh yeah, the island is very holy, by the way. It's got a sacred site. A relic. Gold mine. A cart that's
Oh my
toppled
God.
over. I mean, who brings a cart to an island? Let's park that relic here.
It's probably just from an old treasure map. Arr, ye be wanting to take a left at the cart, where the relic marks the spot.
That's what happened. Confirmed.
Actually, that's probably a good way. I wonder if it would be a good way to hide like a treasure. A big treasure be like a smaller treasure. So like they digged out the small treasure, think they found everything. But I think a lot of people would just keep digging.
Probably.
But maybe a very stupid pirate would go that way.
It's the pirate filter.
They're not the smartest bunch in the ship. To be fair, Age of Sail captains were probably among the smartest people at the time.
I mean,
Was
just navigating
this-
the sea
Yeah,
with only the stars. I mean, come on, that's
that's
a
a
big brain moment.
big brain moment indeed. Especially when you consider the Royal Naval, it took you like... You started your training at like 11 or 12. While you were fighting battles at that age as well. Commanding men. To their death. The good old times, you know. Just mildly traumatic experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, kids these days won't understand.
So easy. Oh, there's the first French knight assault. Trying to... some longbowmen versus the French knight. A tale as old as Cressy. There we go. I think I got that right. I think that was the first famous victory. Ooh, even putting down some palings.
Should be safe there, especially if the villagers decide to start shooting. That knight should have been dead, dude. Aw, man.
Oh.
Kaya wasn't looking. It's okay. It happens. Anyway, he's got 3 galleys versus the 2 hulks. The French are kind of able to keep up here.
And the French keep coming, and the French keep coming.
Yeah, especially if you have like 3 hulks, I believe. The spin to win should take out a galley. I think it's in 2 salvos. I'm not giga sure.
Let's have a look. 100 versus... So it's 95 damage for them.
Yeah, it's 550. So there you go. Just 3 of them, 2 spins.
Spin the win. Yeah, the land seems rather deserted for the moment. For this naval economy does take a lot of resources.
Yeah, gonna take a while for this to go anywhere, really. There's a lot of fishing ships, so I totally get it, you know. If you can build this advantage up, it's absolutely worth it. I do think, however, Simtom should have waited for that third Hulk, as he'll be taking a lot of unnecessary damage here. Bear in mind, the Hulks only have 2 ranged armor, so while they absolutely have powerful attacks, their defense is not that great.
Yeah. And I mean, speaking of HP, it's basically just 2 galleys are beefier than 1 Hulk.
Exactly, so 1 galley is going to be taken down, though. Let's see if Simtom can repair this bad boy and just keep going. He's got another, it's fine. He's got 3 now, so he can do the spin to win thing. If he focus fires good, then he should be able to 2-shot galleys now.
Just dance around like a French ballerina. Just pirouettes on the water. It's like Swan Lake. But yeah, sometimes you have to be a bit tricky with the spin to win, because sometimes you just waste your shots on like a dock or something.
Yeah, you gotta really be quick on the targeting triggers. Ooh, one of the Hulks does drop.
Yeah. Looks like the critical mass was too great, yeah. Focus fire wasn't quite achievable here.
Simtom overcommitting, and that's a lot of surviving galleys. Are they just gonna chase this?
I mean, I would. Row, boys, row!
But there are still a double pumped Hulk mass coming out.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out for him. Speaking of Hulks and stuff, do we have any blacksmith upgrades or so? No, it doesn't look like it. That's a very neat woodcutting village there. That man's a lumberjack and he's okay. Look at that, just a neatly row of houses there. It's like a suburbia. The forest industry, kind of both of them do the same thing here.
Oh! The guy's overcommitting. They're gonna take down 1 Hulk, but all of them will drop in retaliation. This is not great for the English, I have to say. That's 5 for 1.
That's a classic back and forth. How much more expensive are Hulks? 300 to 40 versus 160 to 162. So galleys aren't that cheap.
No. No, it feels like they could be cheaper, right? But then you'd probably upset the balance of the other civs. So it's really the Hulks that are wrong here. I feel like there should be an early Hulk and an upgraded Hulk or something. It never felt right to me.
Yeah, it's a weird system they've made there. But I mean, we do get a naval overhaul for the next one. So
yes,
things are going to be shaken up. So do not fret if you are, as we are, upset with this, unfortunately, for the lack of a better word, boring version of the game. It's not very spicy and enticing. There's not that much micro. It's usually just who builds the big amount of ships. And then you might send in a demo ship, and that's about it. And yeah, like the land battle has been absolutely non-existent so far. We've seen some scouting happen, but that's about it.
Yeah, I guess this is normal on a water map like this. Not much to complain about there. It's just, you know, not that interesting with the 1 ship option versus the 1 ship option.
Yeah. There goes scouting attack. Interestingly, that the palings at the gold mine are still there. Didn't know they would last that long. Interesting.
Oh.
I think they vanish once you reset it. Oh, a big palisade coming in along the market. Interesting.
Is he gonna trade? That would be spicy. I'd actually like to see the water trade as well once one of the sides wins the water.
Yeah. The problem is, like, you really want a long distance one, so that's always a bit dangerous. But if you could, like, set the thing up at the bore, you could trade backwards. That should be, relatively speaking, safe. Let's see, what do we have here? We've got 8 galleys versus 4 Hulks. He Hulk, she Hulk, it doesn't matter Hulk.
Doc's gonna get taken down, so that's a really nice starting move here.
Oh, that's
but
so many
Simtom is
galleys.
outnumbered. He's outnumbered big time.
Needs to get into range with all the galleys, though. Oh, but Simtom is doing the favor, just sails straight into the galleys.
Unfortunately, on the land, he messed up. Archers are running into longbows. Longbows and the DC together should be able to handle the knights, I would say. Nice pick off on the knight. Maybe able to get another one there. Ooh, that's hot, dude.
Pretty hot. Also, the sea didn't go well for Simtom. All the hulks are dead, except one.
That's bad news for Simtom. 100%. He's on 60 villagers to 56, but let's see the fishing ship counts. So that's
a lot of galleys on the
for
chase.
English. And 9 for Simtom.
Oh, and we do have a blacksmith upgrade for the aeroship, so +1 attack there.
Very nice.
How many arrows do they shoot? So that should be quite a lot of extra damage, in fact.
6.
So six burst attack. That's +6 damage. Not too shabby per volley.
Looks like Simtom's going up to H3 now. We'll be building the Royal Institute yet once more.
Okay, goes for the dock. Probably better to... Okay, just sends one ship towards this fishing boats. Which is slowly getting cleaned up here by that Hulk.
I'll say this +1 attack is doing so much work here. Look at the Hulk just melting.
The fishing boats are repairing. I don't even know... It does never seem to me that the healing of those fishing boats stacks. I don't think in general it doesn't.
So it does, but, you know, the fishing ships die so fast, it doesn't matter much.
Probably. Okay, we've got some longbows in the middle. Doing some nasty business to that poor French knight.
The archer numbers are looking pretty decent, but the longbows are still a little bit outnumbering them, so they can just keep going. More can be made, and the reinforcements aren't actually connecting to them, but let's see where that goes.
Yep, longbows also have a +1 upgrade, whereas the French counterparts only have it in defense. There's so many hulks just going down for no return of investment.
Yeah, I think Simtom needs to abandon this, honestly. Retaking the water is just not gonna happen. So
yeah, you need like some siege support from land.
Yeah, exactly. Even just towers. Like, he still has time, I think, to make a tower by the initial dock. That could be a thing.
Well, Simtom did manage to go H3 though. So we've got the right institute up again, and Kaio is actually currently pop capped. There we go. Ooh, actually had a bit of a backlog there. So not super smooth, but he's definitely in control of the game for the moment.
Monastery from Simtom, very interesting. But he's having to make farms now, which is never great at this phase of the game. You know, you still want to be enjoying your fish, but there's just no way. His docks are getting wrecked. That's a yikes.
Wrecked indeed. So we've still got these longwomen patrolling. And we do now have a patrol order, which is nice.
Yes,
looks like it's not quite utilized yet, but it's a nice feature to have on occasion.
Yeah, you can totally chill with a scout on like a gold mine or something and just leave it alone there.
You know, the veteran Royal Knight being an absolute boss here, cutting down a lot of those boys, but has to be wary of those galleys. That the cowardly English retreat you. Yeah, lovely little monastery. Looks like we are gonna pick up some relics eventually.
Yeah, there's one monk for now.
But more archers have crossed the map. Dragging yet another... God, this is... Veteran Royal Knight. Yeah, he just takes 1 damage per arrow volley at this point.
Longbows really do need that +2 attack, which is not going to be happening until this King's Palace finishes. So, Kaio looking to get further ahead in the economy with this thing. Doesn't need really much to help. Other than that, spearmen are going to be spammed. And he can also start his farming economy, as far as I'm concerned.
The relic carrying old man got just sniped. So no Vololol for him.
Knights are absolutely not taking damage. It's so funny.
Pairling's coming up. Actually stunning the Knights. Very nicely played there.
Buying whatever time they can, at least the Knights are, and crossing the map to bully Kaio's villagers, so he has time to make those spearmen. It was a fine use of the archers, if not ideal.
Yeah, it's a really good timing here for those Knights. It's a perfect time for them to do some heavy trading there. The problem is they're gonna have to put that game on their backs and see if they can carry it all the way. But at the moment, it's not looking too hot.
No, especially with, you know, Kaio having been up at TC and Simtom only now investing into that separately from everything else.
Yeah, we also see a lot of eco upgrades now. We're getting veteran spearmen coming up, extended fishing lines, wedge rivet. Oh, sorry. Yeah, increased range armor, so that's good. Wheelbarrow, and even textiles to protect his little villages from those nightly raids. So all good choices there by Kaio. Meanwhile, Simtom. Speaking of, okay, he is on okay, he's working on his 3rd TC here. We'll put that French villager speed production to good use. But we do have the King's Palace, which is a lovely economic landmark, as a 3rd TC choice here for Kaio.
Okay, Simtom now has 2 relics, so that should help a little bit with 83 gold per minute. It's not much, but it's something. A lot more will be needed though to get anywhere with that. I don't think Kaio has one yet, but there's a lot of buildings overall. So he's got 6 stables, he's got 4 barracks. The English are getting into the real business here.
Yeah, we also see like complete domination on the waters, like docks all the way to Simtom's base. And we've got, I believe these guys are patrolling, so there's a nice use of that feature. Okay, there we go. Royal Knights doing what Royal Knights do best, trade into spearmen. Then just slapping on a band-aid and calling it a day. Nicely done there. But so if you look at the income per minute, Simtom is actually quite ahead. Except for food, where Kaio's obviously outstripping him thanks to that fishing economy. He's not doing too bad.
What's going on with this? I am confused because Kaio obviously has 97 villagers plus the fishing ships. 78 for Simtom, but somehow it's still working out.
I was actually wondering if the reason for that was that he's currently producing trading ships, but it's not the case as of yet. I would kind of love to see that to get that gold income running. Because his safe gold mines are drying up, so he will have to go out on the map. Which the French would love.
It's 22 fishing ships for Kaio, so you know, that's pretty insane economy right there.
Yep, could use a bit of a diversified economy at this point. I wonder if is this gold vein safe enough in the north, the big one? I don't think it's quite in full range of the galleys, but it should be safe enough.
Oh, the galleys just got deleted anyway, so.
Oh, did you just delete all of them?
Yeah, all of them. So I guess next up we might see like keep there or something. That wouldn't be the worst.
Oh, here come the knights. Finding some poor hobilars. Some veteran horsemen. I like how the villagers in the Gold River cowering, holding their bows and then just giving them a goodbye shot.
Yeah, they gotta get out of here. But you know, Simtom is building up quite nicely. It's just he's super far away from the same amount of population. The arbaletiers are nice, but yeah, Kaio is essentially maxed out, dude. He's got 30 spearmen.
Oh. Excuse me. It's a bit of a yawn attack there.
You are excused.
Oh, why? Thank you, my dear. Oh man, for some reason, I know they're oppressive as hell, but it's always satisfying seeing French knights clean up spearmen.
Yeah. I mean, it sure is a bombastic moment every time they charge into something, I know.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good at the receiving player, but it's damn satisfying to watch.
Yeah. Here comes the walls. Let's see if that can come up. That might buy Simtom the time he needs to actually be able to build up here. But Kaio's army is enormous.
I mean, a nice play here for Simtom would actually be just to grab the sacred sites. There are only 2. They are out of reach of the French player as of now. Oh, that's a very defensive keep.
That's
okay, yeah, to be fair.
Defensive keep.
That is a production keep. Yeah. keep forgetting about that.
Keep forgetting, I get it.
Got him!
And Monastery has 3 relics now, by the way.
Ooh, very nice.
And Simtom with the triple TC. Yeah, he's trying everything in his power to catch up.
Ooh, Mangonel now being put into production here. So, ooh, yeah. The French are not going to have any good time in terms of armored units. We've got lots of veteran knights. We've got arbaletiers in good number. Okay, here comes a villager push. I'm assuming that's probably going to be a keep. Let's see if he gets that bad boy up.
Yeah, I gotta say the time has come. This would also secure the water a little bit. Kaio is, however, completely maxed out on Matat, and I think he's looking for the Imperial Age here. But once he sees those knights, maybe he'll reconsider.
No, he does manage also to get into the woodline with some knights and horsemen there. And yeah, looks like that keep might be going up. Ooh, that's a lot of spearmen though. But only veteran spearmen. So not the bad boys they could be. Ooh, the galleys are trying to get on top. Oh no! The keep peasants. I'm not sure if they're gonna get that one up.
8 of them. This is rough, dude. They're really trying, and the keep is looking to finish up, I think. As one of the galleys is just shooting at the building, not the villagers. That should do the trick.
It did cost them a lot of them. Oh man, these horsemen are still in the backline of Simtom. Seem to have gotten way more value than you would expect of them.
I think so. But finally getting cleaned up with all these knights and the keep defending, so...
The keep went up, but it doesn't look like even a single peasant... Okay, a couple peasants made it out.
Yeah, it's kind of okay, but the big fight is starting in the back. Kaio still did not go for H4, even though he has the resources for it.
Ooh, can he protect the Mango now? It just about seems like it. Nice micro there.
Does go down in the end. The knights are kind of in the same kind of numbers as the spears, but here come a bunch of horsemen on the back of the arbaletiers. That's not where they want it to be. Can the knights get an even trade out of this? All the unit printing structures for Kaio are right next door, so you should be able to reinforce this. More knights coming in. More horsemen coming in, and yeah, Simtom does have to run.
Yeah, pretty good hold there for Kaio. I don't think he's too upset about that one.
No,
there's
Simtom
still too many
on really low EQ here.
Too many spearmen in that bunch. Kaio on 123 villages versus 94 here for Simtom.
Yeah, and we've got the Vingard Palace coming in, so that's gonna be it for the aging up business. Kaio is going to be able to start get some bombards out and whatever, as well as the cheaper armies from the palace can be very useful.
Yeah, there's still a relic for grabs, but you would need to build another monastery, which I don't think he's too happy about at the moment. Oh, all these knights healing up though, so that's always pretty good value. Man, Kaio just keeps finding these ways into the backline.
Okay, triple crossbow, triple hand cannon coming in first. It's gonna take a minute, but you know, it's well worth it. Let's see if we're gonna see any hand cannon produced otherwise. Looks like it, yep.
Yeah, I've always found that hand cannons aren't super good if you blob them up like hell or like produce an exorbitant amount, but like 10, 15 of them with a backup of archers, crossbowmen, that's how they really drag knights down, I think, because they just do the alpha strike, then the crossbowmen finish the rest.
Yeah, you don't want to overkill, right? So
yeah,
having a million of them and then focus fire on the knight, okay, you might as well just have done half.
Just replace all of his inner organs with cannonballs. So it's like Overkill is definitely a way of killing. He's not pulling the villagers back, so these horsemen again getting good value there.
How did they get in though? Just running all the way around. That's so funny.
Running up that hill.
That is
Have
really
a talk
funny.
with God. There we go. I'm a new kid. I know the charts. I know Stranger Things. Ooh, okay. The English marching up a very trashy army in the middle. It seems to do the trick.
Yeah, with all these battering rams, I'm actually a little bit surprised by that. But also, you know, there's gonna be finally a keep for the English to push with. It's gonna help keep the network of castles improvement going.
Also, Kaio starting really to float here. 2,000 food in the bank, 1,300 wood.
Yeah. And this is great for the later unit printing plans. So, you know, you can just get your cavalry upgrades in whenever the gold is present. Otherwise, just spam those longbows.
Oh, there we go. For a second, I thought my UI just bugged a bit, but looked like Simtom was floating as well. But he seems to have fixed it. But I don't see anything else in the queue, so I think it was just a UI thing. But yeah, it's not looking great. So we have got elite spearmen as well. There's the hand cannoneers of the English. Like, English hand cannoneers is not something you see very often. But here they are, doing their little work.
Yeah, they're gonna be fine, you know. We also have the elite spearmen for the English. And this is really a time where they shine in the game. Not that the French are bad in Age 4, but have yet to get there. Simtom's working on it.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that Simtom hasn't walled off the rest of his northern side here, because Cryo just keeps getting in there.
It's gonna be the College of Artillery. Well, he will need some artillery for his keep business.
Honestly, against that unit composition, I wouldn't mind some, what's it called, Rebaldequin. I think that could do him quite well.
Yeah, I could totally see it. Just needs to get rid of the horsemen, and otherwise it's fine.
Oh god, so many French horses. Oh, they got a nice surround on the horsemen. But they do have to be afraid of those spearmen. I'm surprised at the abilitraire amount, and not that there's like any... There should probably be a little bit more archers there.
Yeah, it's mostly arbaletiers. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, as most of their damage is against heavy.
Well, the nice thing about them is that they can tank the elite spearmen a little bit better than those boys, but it doesn't seem to help them right here.
Looks like the knights are committed to this. The spearmen are happy-ish to take the engagement. There's a lot more of them coming in, and I don't think the knights can hold. Simtom is probably going to have to throw in the towel as Kyle keeps maintaining both his economy and his population count. Simtom is down to 145, and the enemy is at the gates.
Yeah, he really didn't want to take that fight on the choke point. That's just spearman heaven. Just denying all that DPS.
And
nice
with that, we got the resignation from Simtom. Kaio is going to be taking the entire tournament then. 3-2 final score in the finals.
Yeah, very nicely done. And very interesting about the pretty quick transition out of the longbows into some more basic units. And it did him well. GG. To our second winner of the MetaPlays Monthly.
We want to thank our MetaPlays website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.